Hi there. Do you enjoy feeling a sense of accomplishment or that you've made something out of nothing? If you do, then let me share a hobby with you that gives me that feeling. Restoring cars, boats, or even motorcycles as a hobby kind of does that for me. There's a lot of sweat and money involved, and it's also very time consuming, but in the end, it's extremely rewarding. My husband and I have actually taken on a few projects together over the years, the first of which was working on his '84 Honda Goldwing. Basically, he bought it for $500 in working order, but the paint job left a little to be desired. It was ugly purple and pink, which I thought should be redone. So we decided to redo it in black and like a metallic silver. We just kind of had to buff most of the parts a little bit and rough them up since we were just using spray paint instead of like traditional auto paint. We then relayed the spray paint and it turned out pretty well. We also had to make a new seat cover for it. The old one actually had a big hole in it and kind of let the rainwater seep in and kind of ooze back out when you sat on it. So basically, I had to just take it off the bike, and then there was like a bunch of staples holding it together. So it was just a matter of using pliers to pull those out, and then just kind of laying it flat and cutting a few pieces to make a pattern out of. It's actually the first time I had ever made a pattern or sewn any vinyl, so there was a few spots I had to undo and redo a few times, but in the end it turned out pretty well. The second project we worked on together was actually restoring a '85 Chevy Camaro. The car was actually purchased, it was basically just a rusted shell for the most part. We bought it for about $500 actually. The car had to be completely stripped because it was going to be painted and basically it was like a full overhaul. So we had to take off the doors and remove the seats and carpeting and headliner and pretty much anything that wasn't staying in the car and didn't need to get painted was removed. The next step was to start sanding the car down to bare metal. Every piece basically had to be sanded down to complete bare metal, including the bumpers and everything too. They all had to be sanded down to, well, bare fiberglass actually for those. It actually took us close to a month to get everything completely stripped and sanded down, and then we shipped it off to get painted for a bargain price of $1,500 actually, which was a pretty good deal for a paint job. While it was off getting painted, we actually started accumulating and purchasing new parts for it. We got some racing seats for it, nice black and red racing seats, and then of course we had to get racing seat belts to match and a steering wheel, and I actually designed and had some custom vinyl seat covers made for the back so that they would match the front, and then I had to install those myself after removing the old ones too. It was shortly then, after getting the car back, we then replaced the carpet and headliners and new door panels on the inside and pretty much just overhauled it on the inside too, new parts pretty much all the way around inside and out. The last thing that was done was my husband actually rebuilt the motor and transmission, which caused him a lot of headache, but in the end it worked out very well. I think overall we probably put close to 5 grand worth of paint and labor and different accessories for the vehicle, but we feel it was well worth it. It turned out very nice, and we really feel like we accomplished something and we have a sense of achievement that we did it ourselves. We get tons of compliments on it, so we know it's not just us thinking it turned out better than it did. The project we're working on right now is actually a '80s. It's a 19.5 foot Bayliner Capri with a cuddy cabin. The only thing, we've just kind of started that one actually. We just got it late last summer, so we're still kind of working on it. The first thing we did was kind of clean up the carpet a little bit. It had a lot of grease and grime, and it sat for a while in the elements, so it wasn't the cleanest on the inside. A lot of soap and degreaser and a pressure washer, and the carpet looks almost as good as new. Then I actually started working on the interior parts as well. There's a lot of sun damage and stains on all the vinyl and the interior cushions in the cuddy cabin there. So I actually basically just removed all the old fabric, which again was removing like a ton of staples with pliers basically in my bare hands. So it was a lot of work. My hands definitely cramped up a little bit, but in the end I got them all stripped and got new patterns made and got them all recovered, and they look so much better than before. Kind of chose to take the easy route with the front seats though. They're actually back-to-back reclining seats, so I actually just ordered a set of those. They have yet to be installed. We're just kind of waiting for spring to finally come and the snow to melt so we can get back out there and finish up that project. We're really anxious to get it done though. Basically working on project boats or cars or pretty much any kind of vehicle as a hobby can be, it's time consuming. It costs money and it's a lot of hard work, but in the end it's really rewarding. I mean, it gives you a sense of accomplishment that you've done something on your own, and it can be a good project to do with like a spouse or even a friend for that matter. Thank you.